has been appointed by the president of this country. Out of 62 million people, he found it fit to call me. So if he recalls me, I will thank him. I will thank him and I will respect him for the time that he trusted me with the portfolio. I am not like other people that depends on this ministry. What President Ramaphosa has done to appoint me, I will never forget that. I will still sing his praises after if I'm no longer part of the GNU, because I've seen the work that he's doing. So I serve not on the behest of my friends. I served on the behest of the president. So he doesn't want me anymore. But if I must be temporarily suspended, I will resign. Because I am doing this as a service. Imagine, anybody can say anything about you. Where's the proof? Which drug dealer says I've given him drugs? Where's the proof? You've got one madman that said he is the NDP, the director of prosecutions in this country. He said that. You believe that's a madman? A man, a man that says, I am the prosecutor, the national prosecutor. He's been found guilty today on that. This man got 6 other charges, selling Mercedes-Benzes that he doesn't own. Today.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. South African politics is once again making headlines, and this time, the spotlight is on Gayton McKenzie. The Patriotic Alliance leader and current minister has found himself at the center of serious allegations after claims surfaced accusing him of being involved in drug-related dealings. At the same time, another explosive political twist has emerged. Reports now suggest that McKenzie has made it clear that if President Cyril Ramaphosa decides to suspend him, he would rather resign. Now that is a very bold statement, and it has immediately raised tensions in the political space. Before we go any further, let's make one thing very clear: these are still allegations. Nothing has been proven in court, and no official conviction or ruling has been made against Gayton McKenzie over these claims. But in politics, even allegations alone can be enough to shake a person's image, damage trust, and create serious pressure from the public and political opponents. And that is exactly what we are now seeing unfold. Gayton McKenzie is not a politician who stays away from controversy. He has always been one of the loudest, most outspoken, and most unpredictable political figures in South Africa. Whether people support him or dislike him, one thing is certain: when his name enters the news, the country pays attention. This latest issue has now added another layer to his already controversial political journey. According to the claims making rounds, McKenzie has allegedly been linked to drug-related activity, with accusations suggesting deeper criminal associations. These claims have naturally caused outrage, confusion, and intense debate online and in political circles. Critics are saying this is yet another sign that South Africa has a serious problem when it comes to the type of people who end up in positions of power. Supporters, however, are saying something completely different. Many of them believe Gayton McKenzie is being politically targeted. They argue that he has always been a threat to certain political interests because of the way he speaks openly and positions himself as someone who does not fear exposing uncomfortable truths. To them, this may look less like justice and more like an attempt to politically destroy him. And that is where this story becomes bigger than just one man. Because whether these allegations are true or false, they now place President Cyril Ramaphosa in a difficult position. If the pressure continues to grow, the president may eventually be forced to decide whether Gayton McKenzie should remain in office while these accusations continue hanging over him. And if he does suspend him, then according to what has now come to light, McKenzie may not even wait around, he may choose to resign on his own. That would be a major political moment. Because resignation is never just resignation in South African politics. It becomes a message. It becomes a statement. And in this case, it could be framed in two ways. On one side, Some people may say resigning would show that McKenzie is standing on principle, refusing to sit in office under a cloud of suspicion or public humiliation. But on the other side, critics may argue that resignation would simply be a way to escape accountability and avoid the embarrassment of being officially suspended. So either way, this is not a small issue. And let's be honest, Gayton McKenzie's political image has always been built around transformation, boldness, and survival. He has openly spoken in the past about his criminal history and how he changed his life. That personal story helped him build a strong public identity, especially among South Africans who believe in second chances. But the danger now is that allegations like these hit directly at that image. That is why this controversy matters so much. It is not just about whether the claims are true. It is also about public trust. Can South Africans continue trusting leaders who constantly find themselves surrounded by controversy? Can the country afford to keep normalizing scandal after scandal? And how many allegations must emerge before stronger action is taken against public officials? These are the questions many ordinary South Africans are now asking. And to make matters worse, South Africa is already in a fragile political climate. People are tired of corruption headlines. They are tired of hearing shocking accusations involving leaders, only for the story to drag on without clear consequences. They are tired of politics that feels more like drama than governance. So when a sitting minister is accused of something as serious as drug dealing or criminal association, people are naturally going to react strongly. Not just because of the person involved, but because of what it says about the state of leadership in the country. Now, of course, there is also another important side to this story. Allegations alone should never be treated as automatic proof. That is something South Africans must always remember. In a country where politics can be dirty, emotional, and deeply strategic, accusations can also be used as weapons. Sometimes people are accused not because evidence is strong, but because damaging their public image serves someone else politically. And that is why this matter must be handled properly. If there is evidence, let it come out. If there is an investigation, let it be transparent. If the claims are false, then that too must be clearly exposed. But what South Africans should not accept is silence, confusion, and endless speculation. Because that only makes public trust even worse. At the center of all this now is Cyril Ramaphosa. Will he act? Will he wait? Will he defend McKenzie? Or will he move to protect the image of his government? That is where the real political pressure now sits. Because if Ramaphosa does nothing, critics will say he is once again being too slow and too weak when it comes to controversial figures in government. But if he acts too quickly, supporters of McKenzie may accuse him of bowing to political pressure before any facts are fully tested. So no matter what happens next, this story has already become politically dangerous. And for Gayton McKenzie, the stakes are very high. If these allegations continue gaining attention, he may find himself fighting not only for his political office, but also for his credibility, his legacy, and his future in national politics. Because once public trust starts slipping, recovering from that damage is never easy. For now, all eyes will remain on what happens next. Will more details emerge? Will there be official action? Will Gayton McKenzie push back harder? Or will this end in suspension, resignation, or something even bigger? That is the question South Africa is now watching very closely. One thing is certain though, this controversy is far from over. And in South African politics, when a scandal like this begins to grow, it usually means the next few days could bring even more shocking developments. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Gayton McKenzie should be suspended while these allegations are investigated? Do you think he should resign if Cyril Ramaphosa takes action? Or do you believe he is being politically targeted? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our latest South African political updates. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.